Meaningful change is a process. You have to walk before you can run. You have to crawl before you can even walk. And so when you're trying to grow, when you're trying to develop, you have to understand that it's a process. It's a process. Things don't happen overnight. You must have patience. And so while you're trying to grow and you're trying to develop, I want you to remember we are creatures of habit. And so if you're trying to make a meaningful change, you must develop a change in your habits. Your habits, what you habitually do, what you repeatedly do. Because like with anything, they say practice makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. So if you're doing things over and over, if you're practicing, if you're repeating, if you're having good habits, naturally a meaningful change will take place. But that change is a process. And so in this video, I'll be talking about how you must have patience. You must understand that meaningful change is a process, right? And how are we able to grow and develop as individuals, and how are we able to really experience that meaningful change? And so, like I said, you have to develop good habits. You have to develop good habits. And one of the first most important habit is the habit of holding yourself accountable. You see, meaningful change is a process, and in order to change, you have to be accountable. You have to be accountable for the change. Take your power back by taking responsibility for your change, for the process. It's in your hands. But you have to hold yourself accountable. If you're doing the same things, you're going to get the same results. To get something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. And so if you're continuing to do the same things, but you're complaining about the output, you can only be mad at yourself. You have to hold yourself accountable. So if you want to grow, if you want to develop, if you want to quit a bad habit, you want to grow out of an addiction, you want to change your thoughts, change your mindset, change your thought process, grow and develop as a speaker, a communicator, a listener, improve in your relationships, anything, working out, seeing change in your physique. It's a process, but you have to hold yourself accountable to the change. And so one way that I hold myself accountable is I write things down. I write a to-do list, and I write down, you know what I mean, my goals. I write down my progress towards my goals. For example, you know what I mean, I like to work out. One thing I've committed myself to doing is working out every single day, doing some sort of push-ups, some sort of ab workouts, or some kind of core workout every single day. But what I do is, to help me stay accountable and continue to, stay on track and maintain that habit, is I write down, I basically log my workouts every single day. I write it down. And so that keeps me in that habit and allows me to experience the meaningful change that I'm looking for. And I have been getting stronger. I have been able to, progressively overload and progressively, improve my workouts. But once again, meaningful change is a process. Nothing happens overnight. A lot of times, if it happens fast, it won't last. Great things take time. Rome wasn't built in one day. Championship team isn't built in one day. So, you have to understand that it's going to take time. But during that time, you need to develop the right habits. During that time, you need to hold yourself accountable. And the next step in holding yourself accountable is surrounding yourself with the right people. I say all the time, birds of a feather flock together. You can't soar with the eagles if you're hanging with the chickens. How can you grow and develop when you're hanging with people that's stagnant? How can you experience true prosperity when you're hanging around people that are miserable. Misery loves company. So they want you to be miserable as well. So you have to hang around other people who are on the same frequency as you, have the same mindset as you, have the same ambition. You know what I mean? That's headed in the right direction. And what I mean by right direction is a positive direction, the direction that you're headed in. You know, so meaningful change is a process, and along this process, you need to surround yourself with people who are also committed to growth, who are also committed to meaningful change. People who want better for themselves. Not saying your life isn't good where it's at, but it may be able to be improved. There may be some areas of improvement that can make your life even better than where it is now. And so if you're striving towards better, then you need to make sure you're hanging around people who are also striving towards better. Because if they're not, they're going to drag you down. You know what I mean? If you ever worked out with a weighted vest, it's harder to jump as high. It's harder to run as fast. It's harder to hold a plank. It's harder to do push-ups. It's harder to do lunges. It's harder to do a lot of exercises and workouts. But a lot of times when you work out with this weighted vest, once you take it off, you feel like you can run even faster. You feel like you can jump super high. You feel like you're that much stronger. And so that same effect can happen when you get rid of the wrong people out of your life. Because those people are the equivalent of that weighted vest. That's their dead weight. You have to get rid of the dead weight. Get rid of the negative influences. Get rid of the people who don't want better for themselves. Because if they don't want better for themselves, how can they help you become better? And it's mutual. You need to be helping them become better. Once again, birds of a feather flock together. If y'all are both doing y'all thing, if y'all are each doing y'all's thing, y'all going to continue to grow and develop. And so what I want you to realize is, if you don't get anything from this video, understand 3 points. You must crawl before you can walk. It's a journey. It's a process. You're not going to start off all the time just being great. It takes time. Meaningful change is a process. The next thing I want you to realize is that you're responsible for your growth. You're responsible for this change. So you have to be accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable. You have to take responsibility, take accountability, and really take your power. And last but not least, you want to surround yourself with the right people. Meaningful change is a process. Growth is a process. But you must surround yourself with individuals who are also committed to growth and who are also committed to bettering themselves. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you would like to see next, and I'll catch you on the next video.